But what about the restaurant and F&B industry? Are we seeing an increase in the drive-through business models looking at driving sales? What is the opportunity to gain market share? Let's connect then with Smita Jatia. She is the Director, Westlife Development and Managing Director at Hardcastle Restaurants, who runs McDonald's. Thank you so much for taking time out. I want to just understand the trends that you're seeing in Q2. How far would you say that you're now from the pre-COVID levels?
Sure. So, we are very encouraged. As you rightly said, Q1 was obviously a washout for pretty much all businesses. But we are very encouraged seeing the month-on-month growth, if you have to say, from Q2. And even while lockdown is still there, and even while, there is dine-in, which is still not open in states like Maharashtra, we are seeing various different channels which are coming into place. So the first channel which was able to get rebound very fast was the delivery channel. And customers were looking out for easy and safe ways of getting McDonald's. And hence our delivery channel started to move very well. And month on month, we are very happy to see the growth which we are getting. Secondly, even the takeaway, as people started to move out a little bit in order to get their daily essentials, we started seeing a healthy pickup when it comes to takeaway. And as car transport started to work, our drive-through restaurants are also doing well. So if I actually put together all our convenience channels, we are very much at COVID levels. So seeing these indicators, we are very confident that the consumer confidence is building up. Obviously, COVID is here to stay, and until the vaccine is there, we need to coexist with COVID. But I'm seeing that there are new consumer journeys being built, and brands which can actually be able to adapt and be there for the customer and service the customer are brands which are going to see the growth coming very fast.
All right. Smita, with consumers now relying a lot more on food delivery, which geographies would you say are seeing a faster recovery? And what about demand within the tier 2 and 3 cities, the small towns? Is that outpacing the metro city demand?
I think geography-wise, just now, it's very difficult to say anything because, even if you look at lockdowns, sometimes state governments have to impose lockdowns in certain cities and certain areas, just when they see the cases surge. So obviously they are doing their best in order to ensure public safety. And hence, I don't know if I can make a judgment of which parts of the country or which states are doing better. Obviously, states like Maharashtra, where dine-in has still not started, are the ones which are still less muted. However, wherever we see that there is stability for about 4 to 5 weeks and there is no imposed lockdown again, whether it's on the weekend or whether it's a week lockdown again, we are seeing the business very healthily build up to pretty much pre-COVID levels. Some of our small towns have really done well, and they are definitely back to pre-COVID levels. So geography-wise, I may not be able to say, but as I've mentioned, channel-wise, we can see growth coming in specific areas. Portfolio-wise, we are seeing growth coming in areas which are neighborhood stores, where the generators are opening up. So more and more as the lockdown gets lifted, there's a new normal. We are very confident that all parts of our geographies will start returning back to pre-COVID
levels. What's your break-even sales at your outlets, and do you think you could look at EBITDA positive in Q2, Smita, especially with reduction in costs?
Sure. So, as you rightly said, from COVID times, the minute in March, we started to conserve cash, and we started to work with both variable and fixed costs in order to optimize them. And we are very happy to say that, we've come down 20 to 25% of our fixed costs on pre-COVID levels. How have we done it? There have been a slew of initiatives, right from reducing on distribution costs with our suppliers to reducing rentals and to be able to ensure that whatever in-house services we can do in terms of maintenance, we are doing it now in-house and not having outsourced AMCs on it. Now, some of these costs are definitely, cost savings are here to stay. Some of the cost savings will go back, once the sales come to build. But the good news is we've been able to reset the business model, and our break-evens definitely have reduced. And month on month, we are seeing improvement on EBITDA margins. I feel at this time, the unpredictability on sales is still very, very high. So very difficult for me to say whether I will be positive, whether the brand will be positive EBITDA this quarter or next quarter. But the only thing I can say is month on month, we are seeing the improvement. And by the end of the year, surely we will be out of the red.
Sure. Now, with unorganized players as well not really being in action right now, do you feel perhaps this is a good opportunity to gain market share? Are you already seeing that?
No, absolutely. I think our number one objective is to ensure that we have market leadership. And whether it is to be able to get customers in our existing stores or whether it will be to open new stores, market leadership is something which we always have an eye on, and it's a very key metric for us. And you're absolutely right. This COVID, one thing good which it's going to do, it's going to raise the standard of hygiene in our country. So even the roadside vendors and UDPs will have to start being able to do that to get customer confidence back in. Those which are not going to be able to do that are the ones who are going to have to shut down. And while the category may shrink a little in the next 12 to 18 months, I am very confident that players like us, where there is a very big goodwill on hygiene and food safety, are the ones which are going to get market share.
Smita, appreciate you taking the time out and joining in. So clearly seeing tractions back to pre-COVID levels in some of the smaller towns, while there is strong demand for drive-thrus as well as for deliveries.